Scene, welcome back. A comedy horror film is shooting in New Orleans this month. It's another big win for Hollywood South and for those involved in the film. Producers Adam Green and Sarah Elbert and director BJ McDonald with Hatchet 3 join us now with more. And guys, thanks for being in this morning. Out in LA last week, town was kind of quiet, but it seems like there's a lot of shooting going on here in New Orleans. How has the experience been for you guys?
It's been crazy. I actually shot here a couple times, and the crews are great. Yeah, it's been a tough shoot, but awesome. Really great.
And you all just wrapped up shooting just a couple of hours ago?
Three hours ago. We've spent the past 3 weeks basically in a swamp fighting mosquitoes and snakes and poisonous spiders
and rain.
And
every element that you could possibly get thrown at you.
Yeah.
I think we went through, so it was.
And you know, that's something you don't really experience in LA. I mean, it's just the weather was perfect all last week. How much of a challenge is that for you all who have to produce films in New Orleans in spite of the big tax credits?
Well, it's really bad because when it rains, there's not much you can do, especially if there's lightning. You have to shut all the power off because it's dangerous. Yeah. So, you know, and let's say you shoot a scene and the actors are dry, then you turn around to go the other way and it's raining. It's not really going to work.
Yeah.
Tell us about the project. Tell us about the movie and what can people expect to see when it comes out.
Well, this is the third movie in the Hatchet franchise, which we started all together, really. I mean, Sarah produced the first two, I wrote and directed them, and BJ was our camera operator. And so for this one, I now have a sitcom and another movie going, so I wasn't able to direct this one, and Sarah and I and Will and the other producers decided to pass the torch to BJ. And I don't know, what would you say, your first big directing gig?
Well, for a first directing gig, it was great because it's a horror film, and I always grew up loving horror films. Plus, I know the franchise really well because, you know, coming into this whole project in the first one with Adam and Sarah, we all know the project, we knew the story, and it just was kind of fresh going into it. It was just easier for me to do it that way. Plus, it's just what I love, the genre that I love.
BJ, I work with photographers here at the station. Some like to direct the action, others sort of sit back. What was it like for you to be able to direct the whole project from a photographer's standpoint?
Well, the job I usually do is I have to talk to the actors and direct the actors anyways, because a lot of times I have directors and cinematographers that are kind of at odds with each other, or they go do their own thing. So I'm sitting there with the actors, telling them what's going on. They come to me, hey BJ, what's going on? Where do I go here? Do I go there? Well, okay, you know, I ended up directing them anyway. So it kind of was like good training for me in that aspect. So I was already ready, prepared to do that. But other than that, it was the hardest thing I think for us was more the weather and the conditions and the things we were up against, because we had no cover sets. We had to shoot everything exterior, outdoors, and we had nowhere else to go. So if it rained, we shot it. And it was great.
And Sarah, where did you all shoot in the area?
We shot in Lafitte, in the swamps. Pretty much stuck in that area, which was great. And I was just thinking on the way in, I was like, oh, you know, it's just been so great to be here. I think 90% of our extras in the film were all people that we personally met and hung out with.
Yeah.
There was no like casting when it came to extras. It was literally like we're staying at the Ponch train, and the crew there has just been so great to us, and they jumped in and just wanted to be a part of it. And so I wanted to say thank you to everybody in Lafitte because they really treated us very well.
They really did.
When's the movie come out, guys?
It'll be out early 2013, probably January or February is what we're looking at right now. We have a big event at San Diego Comic-Con in a few weeks, and we're hoping that our distributor, Dark Sky, can sort of give us a clearer time frame by that point, but February would be perfect.
Glad it went well. At least you didn't have any tropical weather or hurricane, and we look forward to the release of Hatchet 3. We appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.